All musicians are children. The less child there is in you, the less music there is in you. I see myself as a kind of Swiss Army knife of musician. You know, you ask me if I can do something, and if I think I can, I'll do it. My name's Richard Harvey. I'm here today to introduce you to the new orchestral tools collection entitled Abacus. The reason I've done this is that when I started my career, I was still at school, and I got pulled into film sessions, funnily enough playing the recorder amongst other instruments, and I've played the recorder solos on Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban, and more recently on Little Prince, and quite a few other films. So I still do this. The kind of movies that I've played these kind of instruments on would include both versions of Lion King, 2 Harry Potter films, The Little Prince, which I scored myself with Hans Zimmer, and Da Vinci Code and its sister film, Inferno, and there are too many others to mention, frankly. The concept for this collection came about initially, there was a bunch of ideas that I think came from the idea of the use of, should we say, historic childhood memories in horror movies, fantasy, mystery films. And I've just seen this appear so often in films. I mean, look at the Harry Potter films. The childhood experience of Harry Potter is like a deep into the Victorian era. All the sounds are from back in the day. The opening Celeste motif that starts every film is just a recreation of a musical box. These instruments have been used in so many entertainment settings, so I just thought this is a collection that has to be made. We've created, if you like, a small orchestra. It covers a period of time from the sort of mid-Victorian period to, the latter part of the last century. Again, it's to do with educational sounds. What must be unique about this is the collection of instruments. It's taken me decades to put it together. We've got round about 100 instruments in the collection, and they are not the latest version. These are from the correct period. Broadly speaking, these are all European, brought into the world generally somewhere between 1890 and 1980. We have percussion in the form of metallophones and xylophones. We also have some plucked instruments, ukulele, banjolele, and zithers. And we have wind instruments like recorder, ocarina, and hybrid instruments like the melodica, which is technically an aerophone. We have also accordion and concertina, but I'm talking about kids' versions of these instruments, not the great lumbering things that you see these virtuosi playing. And every kind of percussion, from a kind of child's drum kit through to bells, down to just 2 coconut shells being hit together. And I suppose the centerpiece of this collection would be the musical box. It was the first mechanical music. It started out a very high prestige thing, made in Switzerland, and then that was the cylinder musical box. Then we moved on to the disc musical box, which was like a computer disc, and you could change the discs and build up a really big collection. So it was the CD of 1910. It was the music in your house, and it's what you dance to. Incredible, really. The Swanee whistle, I'm calling that a child's instrument, even though it was originally invented as an instrument that people with not much talent could play, which was a serious mistake because they're incredibly difficult to play unless you're just trying to make silly noises out of them, which is great, and they make children laugh whenever anyone plays them. Because we're sampling them, we've managed to make an organ out of them, which is like a classic street organ calliope, or calliope, and it sounds absolutely great, really, really chuffy and chiffy and gorgeous. Now, the history of the toy piano is obviously they needed something that wasn't a full-size piano, that something that could get a child accustomed to the black and white notes on a piano. A lot of the clocks in the Victorian era had chimes inside of them, and somebody had the brilliant idea of taking these chimes out of the clocks and putting them in a toy piano. We've used 6 different toy pianos, or child's pianos, I should say, in this collection. And they all sound great, and they're all usable in an extraordinary number of different ways. And you can create something absolutely new from any of these sounds, in the way you combine them, in the way you use them like you're not supposed to. You just take all the accepted wisdom and the rule book, the lot, and just throw them as high in the air as you possibly can, see where it all lands, and then just have fun. It's a toy shop. That's what we all want. I mean, anyone who's into music technology is just like a kid with a train set.